Coming up on AIB Talks, where authors and business connect.
Individuals begin to assess themselves, they'll begin to look at their weaknesses. When I'm coaching, I always ask individuals, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? And let me tell you, they run and rattle off the weaknesses like that. But then when I ask about strengths, it's like, and maybe one or two. Wow. Because people just naturally go that way. This is what I can't.
I am Wendy Taylor, your #1 goal strategist expert, all the way from Los Angeles, California, and you are tuned in to AIB Talks.
Not being skilled in something, when you feel like you want to go to the next level, but you're not skilled enough. Is it a weakness where you want to beat yourself up because you say I'm not good enough, so I'm not going to try? Or do you hire your weakness, or what's the solution for that?
Well, many times when individuals begin to assess themselves, they'll begin to look at their weaknesses. When I'm coaching, I always ask individuals, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? And let me tell you, they run and rattle off the weaknesses like that. But then when I ask about strengths, it's like, and maybe one or two. Wow. Because people just naturally go that way. This is what I can't do. But this is what I realized. Instead of thinking about and focusing in on what I can't do, what about those things that I can do? Right. And those things that I can't do, somebody else can. Right. So I realized that I'm really, really good in the things that God has gifted me to do. And anything else I need, He's also gifted me with amazing relationships with people who can do it. Because let me tell you what I did at first. I would spend a lot of time trying to do things that I wasn't skilled at. If I could recoup those hours of times I tried to, I'm going to try to tweak my website on my own. I'm not a website builder. I'm not a website designer. I'm not, I can do graphics, but I'm not a graphic designer. So why beat myself up? Waste valuable time and trying to do something that I'm not skilled at. Instead, I can reach out to my resources, to people that I know, and say, listen, I need you to be a part of what I'm doing, and I need you to do this. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to be really good at what I do, but I'm going to pull you in. Right. And then it makes us both better. That's the way that I approach it.
And that's so amazing because we can get there further together than we can ever do alone. Absolutely. And when you have those individuals operating in their lane and their strength, then you'll be able to be more creative. I'm going to challenge you guys to write inside of the comments, what are 3 of your strengths? I'm going to challenge you guys that, okay? And Pastor Kim, she's definitely going to comment below and to help pull that out of you. And make sure you guys are clicking the link to schedule your call or your consultation and be a part of her program and also her academy as well. But I think that's something profound because as you were talking, I'm sitting here trying to say, okay, well, what are my strengths? Or is it difficult when someone else points out your strengths for a person to accept it? So like we were talking about, hey, look how you went from, hey, an author. Then ministry, business and ministry, right? And then going to the next level. We kind of went to the next, talked about the next level, right? Because I like to know, I don't know if this is anybody else out there, but I like to know what is the end result? What can I look forward to? And then how do we get to this place? So in ministry, is it difficult when somebody points out your strengths and for someone to accept it? Like someone would say, oh, you're great, you're awesome, or wow, you did so much. And you're like, oh, okay. Right. Or do I say thank you? Or,
I get it.
It's one thing of naming strengths, but is it difficult to accept strengths too? Like people point out your strengths and not.
Yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult.
Why is that?
I think it's difficult because we've been trained to be very humble, and not self-serving and not wanting to boost ourselves. Right. But I believe that we can err on the side of being too humble in places where God really says, I want to showcase that strength. I want you to talk about what you do. I want you to show the world, because when you do that, it advances the entire kingdom. It advances the entire sum of the people who are trying to move forward. So it is very difficult. And I think you have to be very careful that you don't cross that line when people begin to tell you, you're really good at this, or I really love when you do this. Not getting over into that area of, pride or thinking that you're more than you are. But you have to really be able to accept those things. And the truth of the matter is, people have a better perspective of who you are many times than you have for yourself.
Wow.
So people can see things in you. They watch you from a distance, and then they come back and they tell you, listen, I've been watching you. It's amazing how, even being out on social media, people from all over the world have text, inbox, or called, or what have you, and says, I've been watching you, and what you did and what you said and how you did it changed my life, saved my life, made me think about myself in a different way, simply by showing up. You talked about that,
right?
By just showing up. And sometimes I have to shake myself and say, okay, all right, they're really talking about me. So let me capitalize again on what I'm good at.
You guys are on the other side like, wow, you're right. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. It's okay to say, you know what, I am good, self-motivating, and which leads me into your book that we have here, guys, that you shall decree a new thing. And this is a best-selling author, Kimberly Jones. And now with speaking and encouraging ourselves, or being okay from being meek and humble and saying, you know what, I'm so proud of myself. Like, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm proud of myself, and thank you for being proud of me too, right? So with your book, right, and this is your first book, correct?
That's the first one.
Okay.
And that's the second one.
The second book. So in your second book, when decreeing, how important is that? What's the difference between decreeing something or affirming something, right? Or just speaking something? Like, what is that decree? Like, what's the power in the word? I'm like, when you just say decree, it's like power. Can you explain that?
Yeah. When you simply speak, you're using your natural ability just to release words. That's what I believe. When you take it up to the level of decreeing, what you're doing is you're activating your legislative authority. That's what I believe.
Right.
Because when you think about royalty, or when a decree comes down from a king, I mean, it's a done deal, right? Because he knows who he is, he knows his authority, and he knows what he says is bond, and it's going to happen. I believe when the Bible tells us in Job 22 and 28 that if we decree a thing, it shall be established unto us, and the light will shine on our ways. If we believe that, we also understand that we have spiritual legislative authority that we exercise when we begin to decree what we know the Word of God says about us. And we do it from a place of, listen, this is not a request. There's no negotiating in this. This is what is. And so I'm going to stand in my place of authority. I'm going to stand in my position of leadership, knowing who I am, and I'm going to release these words believing that it's a done deal.
And does that go into business too as well? Like, decreeing and in our legislative authority, just like you mentioned, in business. Do we use our saying the decrees in here? Do you have decrees in here that we can definitely adapt with being in business?
Yeah.
Still to come on AIB Talks.
It's like, I need you to be in a season of learning, in a season, because I'm getting ready to take you somewhere else. So that's what 2019 has been like. And then maybe 2 months ago, he's like, next level up. Now that you've gone through it, I'm going to allow you to take other women through it, because there are other women just
Oh, yes. You stopped scrolling down the Facebook timeline. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Hey guys, I'm in Nigeria, Africa, Lagos to be exact, and I never imagined a time in my life where my book would take me around the world. I figured out the steps, and I want you guys to be there too. Did you know you can publish in 24 hours or less? Did you even know that you can publish in 12 countries? OMG. Make sure you guys click that link inside of the bio right now to sign up for the next class so you too can be an award-winning bestseller. I did not know that my book not only opened up doors in order to inspire as many people as possible around the world, but I also get a chance to vacation, write books while I'm here in Nigeria, publish and talk to my clients as well. So don't forget to sign up to one of our upcoming events. Click that link. I can't wait to meet you. Make sure you click the like button, make sure you subscribe, and join AIB Nation.
In here for business owners. So this is a topical declaration book, and it's divided up into sections or different topics that you can use. Like, there are declarations for purpose, there are declarations for peace, there are declarations for your marriage and your children, and there are declarations for your business. I believe that our declarations and our faith crosses all boundaries and all areas, that just like I can decree about what I do as a mother, as a pastor, I believe that I can take that same power and decree over my business and say that my business is the head and not the tail, that my business is on top and not beneath.
What happens when we start decreeing and declaring, and we are excited, things are moving forward, our life is changing, things are manifesting, you know, the doors are opening wide, and then a little seed of doubt creeps in. Do you have like an academy or a community where individuals who might be watching this to say, hey, look, yeah, you probably kind of went to the left a little bit, but let's pull you back in this. Let me remind you what you just decreed. Do you have something like that? And if so, how do we become a part, and what are some of the benefits of being a part of your academy and your community?
Oh, awesome, awesome. Now, I'm a people lover, okay? And so I have my hands in a lot of things when it comes to empowerment and when it comes to inspiring people, especially women, to be who it is that they've been called to be. So one of the things that I do is I have a coaching academy. And in my coaching academy, I really pour into other coaches. I've been coaching for quite some time now, and I love seeing other people catch a hold of that fire that comes along with coaching. And so I have a community, I have a program within the Living on Purpose Coaching Academy, where individuals come in and they get poured into on a daily basis. There's something going on in that academy. We teach lessons about how to empower them to understand who they are in business, understand their business identity, understand how that aligns with what the word says about them, and so they can integrate that. They don't have to separate it. They can integrate that in their business to build their business. I'm also a mentor to business women and ministry women, leaders in ministry. And I have a mentoring program, a 12-month mentoring program called KIM, Keep It Moving.
I love that.
Keep It Moving Mentoring. And man, I have seen these women in this program explode in business and ministry, writing books, everything. So we're getting ready to start a new round with that come August of this year, and I am open for new women to come in. If you're excelling in business or ministry and you need that extra push, you need to be in that program. I also have a network called We Win. So I have women from all over the world who get inspired on a daily basis by the connection in our We Win a network as well. So you can find out about all of this on KimberlyJ.net, my website, KimberlyJ.net, and my Next Level Up program also birthed and inspired me to go a step further.
Yes.
Listen, I can't tell anyone to next level up if I don't do it myself.
Okay.
So Next Level Up, you can find out all that information on.
I'm very pleased to hear is, hey, look, I have to be doing it myself. So it's kind of like you going over someone's house and they cook you food, but they're not eating their own food, but they want to serve you something. Or somebody's telling you to change your oil of your car, but they've never done it before, and then you go mess up something. And so what's beautiful about what you have is, hey, look, I tried it, I tested it out, it's proven. You tried it, tested it out with your community too as well. But hey, I'm going to the next level, but I'm going to bring as many people and women with me too as well.
Absolutely.
I just love you so much for that, because we need that. It's like, hey, look, I know I needed a helping hand, so I'm going to try to go back and bring everybody else to the next level too as well, and they can definitely do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you have a tip or a takeaway that our viewers can take with them right now to say, hey, look, I want to go to the next level. What should I be focusing on right now in this moment?
Yeah. Well, one thing that I really impress upon those that I reach out to and those that I have the honor of pouring into is that you can never settle for less. That's the major thing. That if you can get that one thing right there, to never settle, knowing that there is always more for you, and that wherever you are right now is not your end place. It's a what I call a pit stop in your destiny. So if you can just realize that where you are is not your final destination, and push further and go further, and not be afraid to open up your mouth and ask for what you need. I'm telling you, the individual who commands the language commands the atmosphere, okay? So when you command your language, your words, talk about decreeing and declaring, talk about doing that in business. When you command your language, you know what words to use, you know when to say it and how to say it, and you're not afraid of what people think or what people are gonna say. Man, the world will open up for you, because at that point, you realize who you are, and you're not afraid to get out there and to show up big in the world. I always say we should always show up big, and that's boldly, intentionally, in God's way, because it's our...
A lot on social media in regards of starting, but there's really not too much for people, like you said, who are accelerating. It's like, hey, I got to this moment, okay, what do I do? Or I taught myself, or you learned so much to this point, and it's like, okay, but nobody's around to tell me the next step, and I don't want to make a move because of your mistakes in your business in the past. And maybe that's you as an author. Maybe you're saying, hey, look, I got to this point of writing my book and publishing my book. I marketed here and there, but what do I do next? And when you are accelerating and moving into that direction, when you go to next levels, you're definitely going to need help and assistance with that. It's like, yeah, what you did before is not conducive for the moment now. Like your survival mode is not going to work where you're thriving, because now you're not just surviving, but just like you said, Pastor Kim, you're don't settle for less. Yeah. And so I strongly recommend that you guys go to the event. Every event that she has, a community, is very groundbreaking and powerful. Like, I see the testimonials, guys, in the videos, and I'm like, beat myself up, because I'm like, dang it, I was supposed to be there. So I hope you guys attend to as well. Make sure you guys definitely get into her academy, because you don't want to feel alone. And in being with other people or meeting them for the very first time, I think is a safe place, because it's non-judgmental, meaning that, oh, my parents can say this, my friends, my husband, your counterparts, your kids, they kind of don't know the personal background of it, to where people are helping you and these are strangers, and there's power in that. Yeah. There's definitely power in that.
There is.
So make sure you guys definitely get a copy of her books, which are available on Amazon.com and also Barnes & Nobles too as well.
Not Barnes & Nobles yet.
Are you sure about that? Well, guys, we got to help her get these books on
do.
Barnes & Nobles.
Yeah, let's do it. We need the next level of them books.
The next level of the books, guys. Seriously. I mean, we definitely are going to do that. But I strongly recommend that you guys hold these books close to your heart, and also get into the program and also attend her.
Is on June 29th. Mm-hmm. I'm having my very first Next Level Up live event here in Atlanta. And you can register for that. You need to be there. If you are in business or ministry, you know you cannot go back to where you were, but you're not quite sure how to move forward. This event is for you. June 29th, you can register at bit.ly/Next Level Up Experience. Next Level Up Experience. I'd love to see you there. It's gonna
You came too far just to come this far, guys.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of AIB Talks. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for participating in our conversation. And if there's a question that we did not get to ask, or ask your specific question, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. She is very personable, and she's there for you, and she has her team and her staff waiting to hear from you immediately or as soon as possible. So thank you guys again for joining us. This is a place where authors and business connect.
Let me tell you, Elevation is coming to Atlanta. On June 29th, I am hosting my very first Next Level Up experience right here in Atlanta, and I want you there. This event is for anyone who is in ministry or business who is ready to go to the next level. If you've been stuck on stagnant, we have the answer for you. The room is going to be filled with so many entrepreneurs and so many experts in different areas. The very thing that you've been looking for, social media experts. We're going to have business and marketing experts in the room. We're going to have personal stylists, makeup artists. We're going to have publishing folk in the room, and you want to be there. There is no reason for you to stay stuck where you are right now with Next Level Up in your area. Meet me there on June 29th. Go out to bit.ly Next Level Up Experience and register right now.